This is my family, and they will be serving as my audience today. Psalm 82, 3 and 4 tells us that we need to defend the poor and the fatherless, do justice to the afflicted and needy, deliver the poor and needy, and free them from the hand of the wicked. This scripture passage goes hand in hand with the police motto, protect and serve. For a Christian law enforcement officer, this motto and this scripture reference isn't just a motto, it is a calling and a command from God. This will allow that officer to be more effective in his work. Law enforcement nowadays is a controversial topic and a career. Law enforcement from a biblical perspective, however, from the law enforcement officer himself, can be more clear-cut and help him do his job more effective on a daily basis. I have done multitudes of research about the law enforcement career and the different jobs that pose during that career. I have also done a ride-along, and my major in college is criminal justice. I have talked to multiple officers about their daily tasks and what they do on a daily basis. Being a police officer is a career that, if looked at from a biblical perspective, can influence many people as well as help the officer do the job better and more effectively. Let's look at the sources and the examples that can prove this. Christian cops are able to find worth in everybody. As a Christian, we view people as children of God. We view people to have more worth than non-Christians do. Police officers come in contact with multiple people that most other people would avoid, such as prostitutes, drug dealers, and even the homeless people. If we view them as children of God and give them worth, we can more effectively communicate with them what's trying to go on, and also we can show them worth in the decisions that we make. Gene Hall, who writes law enforcement articles, states that it does not take a Christian cop to do good deeds. However, Christian cops should be more sensitive to the needs of those they encounter. A Christian cop, because of his or her relationship with Jesus, can and should do what others cannot or will not. This means that police officers that have the hope in God can share ultimate encouragement with people that most other law enforcement officers would try to move on and get right back onto their regular schedule. This right here brings me to my next point. Having a set of morals and ethics that are founded upon Christian principles is a huge deal in the career of law enforcement. Most of the decisions that are made on the law enforcement have to do with morals and the ethics of the specific law enforcement officer. Most decisions on the job aren't necessarily taught at the academy, such as how much force to use or whether to arrest or not to arrest a certain person. These decisions are not laid out in the law. They are simply the judgment of the officer. Having morals and ethics that are based on Christian principles can encourage this officer to make the right decision. A participant in a study that was done about police officers on police officers, that was done by Jonathan Smith and Ginger Charles, said that I think the most important thing you bring to the job is your ethics and your character. If this is true, then having Christian morals can be priceless in many situations that law enforcement officers face. This brings us to our final point, where we'll be talking about the struggles and the attitude of the specific officers. Police officers are not the most liked people nowadays. They're more viewed as an inconvenience or a nuisance to the people around them. This will take a toll on the officer's attitude towards his job and also towards the people that he's trying to serve. If he's laying his life down for people that are inconsiderate and also just don't appreciate him, this can take a toll on his job and make him not want to do his job. However, Gene Hall also states that God has called men to be police officers. He has, in fact, commanded the first police officers, the first law enforcement officers, to be the protectors of the Garden of Eden. These angels were the first law enforcement officers. This, paired with Matthew 5:9, says, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God." We are called to be peacemakers. Police officers are peacemakers. If they see this and view this as true, then they can find worth in their job and see that it is a commandment of God for them to do. As I just laid out for you all, being a Christian and having a job in law enforcement can be a great combination. Christians that choose a career in law enforcement can excel much more than their non-Christian co-workers. With their love and sense of worth for people, their moral decision-making, and the encouragement that they find in the scriptures, a Christian police officer can do his job much more effectively than some of his non-Christian co-workers. If you are a Christian that is looking for a career field that will use your Christian background and make a difference in the career, then law enforcement is for you. A career in law enforcement will not only strengthen your relationship, but also test your relationship with God and help you do your job more effectively. Thank you.